All right, according to this technology, YouTube says we are now live. I will wait for a sound check from the audience, and then we'll get down to business. But first order of business here, we'll just go over here, and we'll go over to Rumble. We got a battle report out, so it's the maiden voyage of my fists, of the Imperial Fists versus my new Iron Warriors. So, there's that. I'm going to put another battle report out. This one was filmed way back last summer, and it was like my third game of me fighting my friends, what do you call it? What are those Night Lord's army? So everything's not painted and everything, but I'm going to put it out on Rumble anyway, because as you know, Rumble is the official home of all my battle reports. And, okay, I got my phone. Cool. Life is good. Let's just, turn that down to vibrate. Get our ear pods in for a minute, and then we'll go back over here. A titch loud. Oh yeah. Okay. So I've been messing around with my microphone settings, and I'm just going to turn that down. That's awesome. It's working for once. All right, how's that? Just a little bit better? Yeah, I wanted better sound quality on this one. So thank you, Cornite. How you doing today? Can't wait to get another game in with you, buddy. So let's see here. I guess we go right into it with the Arcane Journal here. So let me get my desk organized. We shall flip on the easy cam here. All right. And we'll swap it out. Oh, of course not. All right. Hold on here. Gotta reactivate the Sony. Okay. Hell yeah. Give that a minute. Okay. Wait for that to catch up. And we'll get out the Arcane Journal. Oh. Ooh, that's going to be glary. A little less so. No, that's going to be terrible. You guys will just have to take my word for it, and that what I'm reading is true to life. Okay, so there's really not much to say. I was very, very disappointed, and mostly because of this right here. So they make a model that is so freaking cool. So freaking badass that you can't not have a name for this guy, and to put him in the game and not make him a special character is a crime against all freaking humanity. The fact that you have no Grimgore is fine, but the fact that you do not have a Black Orc War Boss special character is literally terrible writing, terrible PR, and it just sucks Donkey Kong dong all the way around. What's up, guys? I see you rolling in now. Fox, how you doing? Historical, always a pleasure. I'm talking about the Arcane Journal. Funny story was when I was online and I was buying all of my crap, I never completed the purchase, so I got nothing. Oh, sorry, don't get too close to the mic. I've been fixing things. You lose. You get nothing. Good day, sir. I never completed the purchase, so luckily some of these did come into the stores, and I scooped one up when I was playing my game with Cornite Care Bear. And I was just talking about how they made this model. Let's get him right there. Special character model right here. No special name. No Black Orc War Boss special character. That's a crime against Orc. That's a crime against the Greenskins, number one, and it's just terrible, lazy writing. You know, I can go on and on about some of the flaws in Old World, you know, but it's not, I don't think that's really the spirit of the game. I know that people want to play it competitively. Me, I'm still just kind of tasting and seeing where my real estate is, and when I get my Bretonnians painted, when I finally get my ass in gear on the project, we'll see what comes. So I wanted to start off with, let's see here. You have the nomadic Wa, and you got Black Orc bosses within the nomadic Wa are not subject to the boys quell animosity rule. So you lose the animosity rule. Let's see here. Now, I think the ambusher rule is kind of good with the Goblin Riders. The only problem is I would rather spend... you know, 1 point per model. A giant wolf may have ambusher special rule for the cost of 10 points per model. Ouch, that's really rough there. It kind of sucks that you don't get access to... where they drop the ball here with this is that you do not get access to Goblin Wolf Riders with Ballistic Skill 4. And that's kind of a crime right there, because they give you a special character who's basically like a... what do you call it? Who's basically like a version of Gatilla the Hunter, and Gatilla the Hunter was a really cool character, but the problem is this guy doesn't really do much. He's kind of a combat character, and he's not really that good. He's 105 points. He's got 3 wounds. He's a Lord choice. He does have leadership 8, but the problem is he's not in the spirit of of what I think the nomadic Wa should be. The nomadic Wa should be tons of wolf riders, traveling around with basically ballistic skill elf kind of thing, you know. So they should be better shots, and they don't really engage unless they have to. I use all of my, you know, so it's like I shoot you, I move away, using that, making good use of that reserve roll, kind of dropping the ball there, of the reserve move rule, kind of dropping the ball there. He does have a cool weapon. And he's got access to hit and run. Maybe I'm underestimating him, but he's just chariot runners, fast cavalry. No, he is on a mount. He's not on a chariot, and you can't even upgrade him to be on a chariot for extra protection. So, yeah. Swamp Digger. I think this guy's going to come in handy. I think you're going to see more lists with Swamp Digger in it. He's got a decent weapon, +2 to strength, AP 1, requires 2 hands, and at least it doesn't strike last. He has the Trollhide Shawl. He's got the 5+ regeneration special rule. And he's got a 6+ armor save. I think I put together a list of what I might take with him in it. You know, he does have access to elementalism and troll magic. Troll magic, not terrible. You know, when it comes right down to it, let me just go over to troll magic real quick. What's up, Survivor? How are you doing? Let's see here. Where is this? The troll magic. Okay, so the cool thing about troll magic, you don't have a single spell that is a 10 to cast. All of your stuff is 8 and 9, which with a level 3, you're going to get off some decent magic. With a level 2, you're going to get off some magic, which is, I think, needed for this, you know. So the first spell remains in place. May reroll failed stupidity test. I think that's going to be really good when you lead off the game with going to make this unit not subject to stupidity anymore. And so, you know, you might want to have your main unit of trolls anywhere from 4 to 5 in a line, and these guys aren't going to be stupid anymore. And that will help out a lot, because if you can reroll the stupidity test, you can use Swamp Digger's leadership 8. And I mentioned before not being able to control your troll's stupidity with what do you call it? With a reroll on the battle standard bearer. Kind of taking a hit now. Now this has made trolls a little bit more viable. But again, the big problem I have with trolls is I think you're looking at 39 points a model. They raise the points on a lot of things unnecessarily to an unnecessarily high level. So Let's just go into old world finder here. I got the Grimgore list. I got the trolls, and this is what I was hashing out for the trolls. We'll save battery here for a minute, and we'll switch over to display. Bam. All right, so let's put that in there. So we got Orc Big Boss, Battle Standard Bearer. You do not get Black Orcs in this list, surprisingly enough. You got Old Swamp Digger, and then I've got the Cuck Boss in this list. He's probably going to be the Army General. I haven't decided who's going to be the General yet. A 28-man Orc unit. These guys are biggins. They've got the Razor Standard. The reason why I'm not opting for the big red raggedy flag on these guys is I want to put that 10 points somewhere else, and I think these guys having the AP, the Armor Bane 3 special rule, because biggins come with Armor Bane, and then of course the Razor Banner gives you an additional. Oh, that wouldn't work. That would be a really powerful combo if you could combine this with the Spider Banner, but this is kind of just where I'm at with that. Just a block of orcs, and that's where my Battle Standard and Swamp Digger are going to be. They'll be in a brick of orcs, and then over here you've got 2 common troll mobs, and then you coming down here you got a river troll. Now the river trolls, what were they? What does one of these guys cost? 49 points. Whoo! Okay. 49 points for these guys. Maybe you make this your hit unit with the great weapons on account of... I already gave the great weapons to the troll mobs themselves, but these guys do have 4 wounds apiece, which make them a little bit harder to get rid of and everything. So just... having this be your main unit for 196 points, that's really, that's retarded expensive. If I just take this one guy away, I'm down to, I've got basically 105 points to play with here, and I don't know how to allocate it. Did I bring a giant? No, it's just 2 boar chariots, some trolls, and you know what? There's probably no shame in taking a unit of Spider Riders, but again, Spider Riders are expensive. Oh, I got 3 units of Troll Mob. Oh, wait a minute here. I think I did that wrong. Core choice per troll hag. Okay, so yeah, I have to reallocate that. We will make sure that we fill out our, because this army is a little different. So hold on here. Boom, boom, boom. Our initial brick right there. See if we make in core with that. Okay, so we'll have an initial brick, and then we'll duplicate that. So I got the Troll Hag. You got your 6 common trolls. They've got great weapons. 2 units of Wolf Riders. Wolf Riders, not that strong this edition. At least they do get the quick to fire special rule, which is nice. River Trolls. And I say we double up on the River Trolls. Oh, there's probably not enough points to do that. Barely. We'll give them additional hand weapons. Yeah. And that leaves them at 20 points. What's your guys' take on this so far? And this was literally, like the best I could come up with. Now, the Troll Hag, she's not terrible, but she's more of a support character. You don't want to be throwing her into combat that much on account of she's weapon skill 2. And let me see here. Again, this is a very poor excuse for a special character. It's like, we didn't sell enough of the troll of the troll model with the National Geographic titties here. Weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 2, strength 6 though, and she only has 3 attacks. But she does have a special attack chart. Instead of attacking normally, she can just use her chart. So number 1 through 2 is Smother. I can place the 5-inch blast template over there, and then any model, friend or foe that is whose lies underneath the template risk being hit and suffering a single hit using the strength characteristic. That's actually pretty strong. If you can get a charge off with her and you roll up a 1 or a 2 and you put a 5-inch blast template on somebody, you know, I mean, I wasn't planning on buying more than one of these troll hags anyway. Because, oh wait, you can't get one. They're sold out. So I was going to buy the Troll King model instead and just call that good enough. That way I don't have to look at the National Geographic titties. I don't have to paint it. I don't have to deal with it. They're just I have good thoughts in my head. The good thought, you know, the kind of titties that I want to be looking at generally look like this. You know, I mean, that's what I want to imagine. Nobody wants to see the troll hag. You know, nobody wants that. But everybody wants what's on the screen, I'll tell you that much. All right. Let's retire that for a minute. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit there and stare. Stare. The other one is Mother, which is just it's basically D3 plus 1 wounds. No armor allowed, regen, and wards are attempted as normal. That's probably the one you'll get the most of. And Mither. What is Mither? D6. It's just a stronger version. D6 plus 1. Using strength characteristic. No armor saves permitted. Ward save and regeneration are permitted as normal. She is -1 to hit in close combat. But then again, you know, that's, so everything goes from hitting her on 3s to hitting her on 4s. If she just had a slightly higher weapon skill, she would be a little bit more viable in that regard for her defense. The other good thing that she has, and this is why it's like she has that support character role. You know, you don't really have to put her in close combat. You can kind of keep her behind and be like, oh, I'm going to spray you with Swamp Breath, which causes a panic attack. And is treated as if it had taken heavy casualties. Strength 3 AP 2, which is the breath weapon. And then she's got Troll Vomit. Kind of sucks that Troll Vomit is no longer Strength 5 like it used to be. Oh, this is kind of cool. The Indiscriminate Hunger. She can automatically bite you if you fail an initiative test and you lose a single wound. That's kind of funny. D6 Stomps, Regen 5+, Unbreakable. That is very useful in the Orcs and Goblins. I mean, it's a lot of points. You can take one as a character and you can take one as a rare choice. Just depending, I mean, if you do a standard list, let me go into Orcs real quick here. Oh yeah, she's not a character in this version. She's, I think she's in rare. Yeah, she's only in a rare spot. Now, that isn't bad having those two as rare. Having those two things as rare choices. 6 wounds, very respectable. I mean, just having 2 of these on the field, they're slightly better. You know what I want to classify them as because of the 5-inch blast template is slightly better giants and more reliable than the giant itself. You know, I mean, let's face it, the giants are kind of cucks. There's a lot of strength 7 Lord bosses on dragons going around that will, you know, that can just down a giant no problem. No problem, especially with all the heroic killing blow going around and everything. But then again, you got, you're investing damn near 500 points if you bring 2 troll hags for your rare choice. Still better than the Arachnarok, which I think is really over points costed. Yeah, they kind of dropped the ball on poor Mr. Spider here. Only, give it an 8th wound. 8 attacks. Or at least give the attacks an AP. I mean, he's not that... I mean, he does have the stomp, but he doesn't have any AP on his attacks. That's the harsh thing. You do have cavalry spears, though. The Bone Grinder Giants. That's the next item of business here. Ogre Bulls, I'm a little disappointed. Their upgrades are... let's do the Ogre Bulls real quick, because I thought I'd be using a lot of these guys. Now at 31 points, naked, I thought that was going to be a really good deal. I was not anticipating everything costing so much for these guys. Like, you can give them the additional hand weapon, and they'll be 34 points a guy. You give these guys an Iron Fist... they can be 35 points a guy. Great weapon. Now, what do you call it? They can be 35 points a guy. All of their upgrades just make them 35 points, which isn't bad. But if you want to add a crusher, you add in the command and you add in like 5 of these guys, the points go up exponentially. They can replace light armor with heavy armor. So you're looking at 39 points a guy. At that point, you are getting a slightly more reliable ogre. And you can only take, you go down to mercenaries here real quick. What is 5 of those? Oh, that's the Bone Grinder. It's the Bone Grinders Giant. Now, I wish they had done one thing for the Bone Grinders Giant. Just real quick, made him immune to heroic killing blow due to his size. But that's okay, so let's see here. Badland Ogre Bulls. Crusher. Champion. Hell yeah, I want the heavy armor. And I want the great weapons. At 214 points, that's not terrible. That's a lot of strength 6 going in. Not to mention, I think they have the they get the extra. They do get the extra attack with the Iron Fist. Requires 2 hands, and it improves the arm. So it hasn't changed there. They're naturally armor bane 1, so you'll have they'll be pretty good with great weapons. They got impact hits 1 for ogre charge. They are, I wouldn't, let's see here. We go back in there. We'll get rid of this, and we'll go back into our ogres list for a second here, and then I'll come up to chat. Our troll list. $56. We'll drop down 1. Ooh, we wouldn't be able to do that. We can't drop anything from core. Oh, you maniacs. All right, we'll drop it down by 1 ogre. And we'll also get rid of the... They are leadership 7, so you want the command on these guys. I don't necessarily know if the crusher's worth it for an additional attack, but keep it this way and try to figure out, again, I don't even know if you need the battle standard bearer, but let's go over to chat and see what's up with everybody today. Oh, Hungar's in the audience. Optimus Prime. Wraith, haven't seen all you guys for a while. I know you guys all have some different, what do you call it, code names over on the Rumble. How are you doing, D6 Wounds? Yeah, well, I'm just kind of going over the Arcane Journal right now. My thoughts on it, it's like, I'm really disappointed that they didn't give you a named Black Orc character. That's just poor writing, poor everything. That's just one of the most sloppy, poor piece of shit things Games Workshop's done in a while. I mean, you're gonna give me. You're telling me I'm paying $26.95 for a book, and you're not gonna give me a Black Orc special character. You, James GW. So. Oh, the Beastmen are all in a box. I have 80 Gores and Ungores, 80 Gores painted, and they're all just in a box right now because I'm overwhelmed with projects. As a matter of fact, let me go get something real quick. I'm so overwhelmed. Gotta go over here. Where is it? There it is. Close that. There we go. I just got these back from the commission painter, and they turned out pretty good. Just my other Land Raider Proteus for my Imperial Fists, and then my other Typhon for my Iron Warriors. I didn't have any time for these whatsoever, so I'm so overwhelmed. I've sent out all my 30K projects to this guy down in Vegas, who is state adjacent to me and everything. So, nothing special. I got to put the decals on this, but just he does a good solid job, and it keeps shipping costs down with him being in Vegas and everything. So it's not a slight against anybody else, but no, I just got these back, and I just don't have the time that I usually do because I've still got a crap ton of Bretonians I had to paint. And then I was last weekend I played a game with Cornite, and I was just getting Black Orcs turned out for the army, and I got like 6 of them done in one morning to tabletop readiness, and then that weekend I finished 9, and then on Monday I finished an additional 3, so I finished a dozen Black Orcs. Not to mention I've filled out more archers, so now I have 20. I'm going up to 25 archers. Now I've been kicking around an idea of orc archers with the spider banner and shields and spears, maybe. A big unit of orcs with the spider banner, shields, and spears. Just regular orcs, and get as many of them as you can. Other than that, what else you got? That's about all I got. The Beastmen, they're not coming out for a minute, So, let's see here. I'm not missing anything else. We're all built up. Okay, so we were on Ogre Bulls. I'm not too impressed with the Orc Chariots. I mean, if the attack profiles on the crew itself were 2 each, like, okay, I have 2 crew and I have 4 attacks with cavalry spears, that would be awesome. For 130 points, you're not getting anything that big. You could put the Black Orc boss on a chariot. I just wish they did something to make the Black Orc chariots a little bit more menacing, like a higher weapon skill than 4. Like, these are rich orcs or something like that, and they're better skilled, and they're the envy of the other Black Orcs because they got a fancy ride. So, Bone Grinder Giants. Now, this is needed, and this is necessary. Attacks, close order, immune to psychology, mercenary stomps. Now, this will be your entire mercenaries allotment. It sucks that you can't take 2 of these, but that's okay. This is better than the Arachnarok in every regard. Other than the wizard might give it a run for the money. I mean, you've got Crush Underfoot. You've got a lot of like, you got your chart here, your Grind Its Bones, Vomit, Oh, you can vomit on big things, bigger things, swing with mighty club. So let's see what Grind Its Bones does. Rank. Okay, so Grind Its Bones. Everything that doesn't pass an initiative test, okay? Those unable to escape the Bone Grinder Giant are scooped up whole, and they're basically removed as casualties. There you go. And the ones who do pass the initiative test, and this is Grind Its Bones, basically they get out of the way real quick. Edbutt, little weak here. Oh, wait a minute here. This. Oh, this is for bigger things. And I just do D3 1 wounds, no saves. D3 plus 1 wounds, no saves allowed. This one will come in really handy. The 5-inch blast marker attack, crush underfoot if you can roll that up. Central hold directly over the center. Anybody underneath, suffers a strength 7 hit, AP -3. And that's some good punching power right there if you can get that to go off. But if you bring this guy, he is going to be the subject of a lot of shooting. I mean, that's the one drawback, is that he's not as armored as the Arachnarok, and he'll draw a lot of attention just because he has the right to drop a 5-inch template. Now, I think these ran together with the Troll Hag. Pretty good. That's pretty good monster mash right there. Again, it's still overpriced compared to what the Tomb Kings got, in my opinion. The Tomb Kings did get a lot of love in that regard, And speaking of love, that crown of theirs is a common magic item, And those are just one. That's just one of those little flaws in the game there, where it's like you can bring a Tomb King, he's wearing the crown, and then you can bring another Tomb King who's wearing the same crown, and then you got that skeleton brick. It's going nowhere, baby. It's going nowhere. But, I think they could have used that a lot sooner, because you could. One problem with vampire counts was you were never able to raise guys fast enough. And now that it's effects that just happen, they make it an effect that just happened, which is what it always needed to be. Oh, I bring back X amount of skeletons, but now I have I have the ability to compound it like the Necrons. What's Wallop do? 2d3 multiple wounds. Strength characteristic +3, that puts me up to 10. AP -4 for Wallop. That's a good one. That's the 1 to 2. All of the good ones are a 1 to 2. But little better than the what do you call it? Arachnarok for its points. I mean, it's 10 points cheaper, but it's got the leadership 10. It's got 8 wounds. Sucks that it doesn't have some kind of special defense against heroic killing blow. That's the one drawback to this guy, I think. I think if anyone had the unkillable monster, it would be the Orcs and Goblins with the Bone Grinder. Yes, Biggins have lost a point of weapon skill. They are all weapon skill. Orcs are all weapon skill 3, which really kind of sucks. Which is why I'm looking into Black Orcs a little bit. I'm trying to make that work and everything. So, we'll go back to our list here for a second. Let's do it professionally. Bam. All right, we'll go back into our list for a second here. So, this is what I've got figured out so far. I don't know if this is final. I don't think it has a lot of big potential, but again, one thing I learned in the game last week with Coronite is that you are going to see a return of trading trading places movement armies, basically. Okay, I've got my chaff up front. There's nothing you can do about my chaff screen. And then here comes my heavy hitters, and they're going to come into you, and they're going to rock your world, and there's nothing you can do about it. He brought a list that kind of made my heart break a little bit on account of it was just so 7th edition. It really was, in the way that it was set up and everything, because you're not going to get a lot of guys with chaos, and that's pretty much a no-brainer. So what you are relying on is, it didn't break my heart, it touched my heart, basically. You are reliant on, you've got your chaff screen, moving around your chaff and getting and delivering your Chaos Knights into close combat, delivering your Lord into close combat, and then letting that just rack up the casualties and do the thing that it has to, because you are probably one of the best armored armies in the game, and you hit a lot of everything on 3s. So if you can deliver those knights into combat effectively, you've done your job. You know, I mean, we'll see how it plays out again in the rematch and everything. But I guess that's a good time to go to the battle report. So give me your opinions on the troll list in the comments after the video and everything. So we have, let's see if we can we'll just view this real quick. Game view. All right, so we got Old Swamp Digger at 195. We got the Troll Hag. We got the Orc Boss on the Wyvern with the Choppiest Choppa and the Talisman of Protection. We got a BSB. Does the army really need a BSB? Because I can get a reroll with some of my trolls. I don't know. Maybe we put those BSB points somewhere else and we take this orc out or something like that. 28 orcs to fill in core. These guys are carrying the Razor Standard. They are biggins. And they got the additional hand weapon. 6 common trolls, great weapons. I think you run them out in a big old battle line, basically. And you put your Wolf Riders in front of them. You put your Wolf Riders in front of all your trolls. Maybe you take out some of the points off the BSB to better equip your Wolf Riders or something like that. And then 2 Boar Chariots, nothing special. And then 3 River Trolls. They got the 4th Wound, which is pretty handy. And they got extra... No, they don't have it. Oh, they do have the additional hand weapons. And then 4 Badland Ogre Bulls carrying great weapons. A lot of Strength 6. Impact hits 1. Armor Bane 1. You know, actually, that is pretty good. That does stack. So Impact hits, Armor Bane. You get any 6s, you just get an Armor Bane hit there. Good Strength 6 there. I don't know about the banner on these guys. Maybe you put those points somewhere else. But again, it's only 6 points. You know, they do need a bell. You trade out the standard for the champion, I think. But that's it. And then we'll go back over here. So we're looking at, I call the list Grimgore. This is the... this is actually the wrong one. So we won't get into that. I got a battle report, though. So let me get it up on this screen and we'll drag it over. We'll do a drag and drop. Okay, cool. We can go back. All right, let's get into that. Bam. So this is what happened during the end of the game. I did get some guys. I mean, I at least killed something. I'll take it. Oh boy, that's his wizard. This guy's mean. He fires a bunch of he has a bunch of fireball spells and everything like that. Cool model. I wonder if that's one of the newer models right there. This is just one of the pictures I took towards the end of the game. Again, I was not paying attention, and I want to apologize to my opponent, and I want to apologize to you, the audience, that I was underneath a speaker during the filming of this, and if I had a notebook, and next time I travel, I will take a notebook with me, and I will take a pencil, and I will write down turn caps in case I end up under a speaker again, where there is just, basically, when you hear when you hear like oldies music, and one of those songs is "Who Are You, Hoo Hoo," or Genesis, I Can Feel It, you know, just songs like that, you're going to get copyright struck no matter even if you post them to Rumble. So yeah, and I was right underneath that speaker, and I was already dealing. There's always a noise issue when you go to stores. That compounds when you end up under the speaker. So good shot there. Let me see here. Let me just kind of check through some of these. Let's go over to this one here. Where is it? I should have a... Okay. We'll close and we'll try again. All right, boom. And I might have to move myself. Yep, I got to move myself here. Another angle of the same shot before I killed some knights. And these are some of the pictures that I took. Let's just, we'll keep that open, and then we'll go over here. Oh, every time I leave the screen, it takes away my, what do you call it, button. Let's see if oh, there it is. Boom. Okay, so we saw this one. Different angle there. Let's see here. Now this is an interesting shot here. Let's move over to this side. Okay, so in this one, he had, like I said, a big old cavalry screen. Now one thing that's cool that I've found out is that if you have flails, you still get the AP2 ability, so there's almost no reason to not give him flails, because if you do any wounds, it's coming in at AP2, and that kind of did me in there. I got all this pile of dead Black Orcs right here, and I had the hero swinging, and he was at least killing 2 to 3 of them a turn, which is really useful because he was a Black Orc, and the Black Orcs, they have 3 attacks apiece, and so, you know, getting 2 to 3, that helps leave you in there. And then one thing I forgot on this battle report was chariots. I was supposed to have 2 chariots, and that probably would have come in handy on my right hand side, and I forgot one whole complete chariot, and that's what I get for being stupid, you know. We had the chariot battle over here, but we're talking about this. So yeah, I got flanked. These guys lost a lot of casualties, and this guy went to work. And then, let's see here, do we have it right there? And then later on, he got whittled. All his friends died, and then he got lucky, and then he ended up dying. He got those 2 wounds through, the AP2, needing 6s to wound, I think, at strength 3. Yeah, needing 6s to wound, and he got through that toughness value of mine and brought this guy down. I wish I had gotten these 2 units at least with my character. That would have been funny, but you know, didn't work out that way. And then we can keep going, and I'm in the right spot. Okay, now we have to move back over here. Let's actually skip this one because we're not ready for this one yet. Oh yeah, there he is. He finally died. He went down. Ah, crap. Okay, now he had an opportunity to take the flank over here, but I had massed a line of orcs over here, and I don't fault him for his decision on not taking that flank. He got rid of that with his dispel, and then he came down with everything that he had, because if the chaos guy, because it's the time when you don't charge with everything that you have, when this guy drops the ball, and this unit drops the ball, and you only get a couple of kills, and then you're taking all of that. And so I see the tactical logic in just going boom, 1, 2, 3, leaving these guys behind, and let's see if we got another picture, a better angle of that. Oh no, poor guy again. You get a better angle of that? No, that's work stuff. Let's go back here. Oh, we got to go back to that one picture that I had to move out of the way up. Okay, so yeah, hold on, let me move. Okay, that's just my casualty pile. So he took everything he had into that unit. He took everything he had into that unit and wiped up the line for good. Nothing I can do about it. I had a couple of guys there. I was stubborn, but at that point, when you only have when there's only 3 of us left, and then your war boss flubs it and doesn't kill or wound anything, you know, it's pretty much over. There was the unit champ, and everybody had gotten wiped out. So I just decided to call it right there. We have any other photos that are of interest? Oh, I won the chariot battle. I got lucky there. I won the chariot battle. And that's about it. Again, next time I'll have a travel kit with me. I will have some I'll have some of these with me to cap off the turns and everything. And go through the turns like that and everything. So yeah, it was a real fun game. My angle for this was again, I was trying to shoot Gaze of Mork through the lines of these guys. It didn't work out because of Brass Collar, and this guy makes me roll 3d6, pick the lowest, and that even negates total power because I did get a total power off on his ass. And it sucks that I didn't get what I wanted, but, you know, you can't always get what you want. But I think the best place for him now isn't flying around on a carpet. I think it's in a unit of Black Orcs, and where I can make better use of my +5 ability. And I don't really necessarily need to use Gaze of Gork. I can use Elementalism or Battle Magic and maybe double up on my magic missiles and take care of things like cavalry screens and everything like that. These are the MVPs of the game, the goddamn Warhounds. I freaking hate these things. The reason why I hate them is because there's like 30 points of weapon skill 4 and a middle finger. These guys are they kill goblins, and when you kill my goblins, I run out of tricks. I run out of tricks really quick. A lot of my orc armies are wholly reliant on at least 2 units of goblin wolf riders, maybe too heavily. They're very reliant on that in the way that I move around the field and everything, and not having them early on and just losing them to warhounds and not being able to hit back, kind of BS that they would make Chaos Warhounds weapon skill 4. Especially when everything in my army has to be weapon skill suck. All right, let's move back to the original position, and we'll go up the chat. All right, we're back in here. Yeah, they are a bit weak, D6. The Boar Boys' core would be pretty good. I agree with you there. I think the Boar Boys they're looking pretty strong. And then again, they fumble. How do you fumble the ball on the release of the Orcs and Goblins? Oh, you make it so that you can't get the Boar Boys available at release, which is again, it's sloppy, it's retarded, it's a dumb move. It was a bad call, Ripley, bad call. And them not being available at release really pissed me off, because I would have bought 2 boxes to at least bring my number up to 30 for a nomadic Wa. I don't know if I'm going to buy the AOS. They have some really cool new Wolf Riders out. I don't know if I'm going to buy those because I'm waiting to see what comes out. Speaking of what, let's see if anything did come out. Hold on here. Shop. Old World. Orcs and Goblins tribes. Some stock has come back here. Ooh, do I pull the trigger on my Bone Grinder Giant? Oh, nothing that matters has come back. Okay, can't get my Rock Lobber, can't get my Doom Diver, can't get my Chariot. Even the Trolls are sold out. Okay, did they okay, nothing new. Really pissed off about that. Again, it's a mismanaged release. They should have moved those Bone Spitter Boar Boys over. Did they? Let's see here. Come on. They didn't even move those guys over. Oh, they're still there. You can still get them. I should buy two boxes. If you can still get them. Let's see. Where are they at? I saw them. Nope. The Piggy Boys are off the market already. Really. Yeah. Again, these guys not being available over on that old world section, along with the Savage Pig variants. I wouldn't mind picking up three of these and using them as chariots or something like that. These are really cool, or using one of these as a Wyvern. I mean, they're just awesome. But gonna have to get this guy. He's sold out. I'm glad they're still making him. But yeah, not being able to get Boar Boys from launch, that's just retarded. It's one of the dumbest things they ever did. But, you know, what are you gonna do? Back in here. Keep talking. Complains about putting. Okay, I have noticed a few videos on YouTube addressing this weird group within the community that actively avoids painting and complains about putting effort into things. What group is this, and where did this happen? Oh, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. Okay. Oh yeah, Coronite's putting together an Empire army. What's up, Ultimate Warrior? So the next Holy Diver show, I am going to when I have done some food preparation so that I can sit down and write after I take a Joe Biden nap and everything today. That's what I do when I'm done streaming. I usually take a nap because for whatever reason I can't seem to sleep in on Saturday. I hit the bottle of whiskey last night. I took a couple of aspirin. Yeah, I know this isn't medical advice. Do not copy me. Do not copy me. I know what I'm doing. And I went to sleep, fully hydrated after kickboxing, hoping to get more of it. You know, just hoping to be down. And you know, here I am, 4 a.m. I got that one extra hour. Woke up at 5, and then at 5:30 I got out of bed and started doing things. I got things ready for. I started doing some adult things for Monday that I have to do because I'm not working, and then I started getting things ready for stream. And then I went and picked up my groceries. I cooked breakfast, and then I came. And then here I am, right here at 10:30. It's already been an hour of me talking. Oh, good old DM James and the James gang. Your bro Hungar's in here watching today too. So I got all this ready and everything, and God, I lost my chain of thought. But needless to say, yeah, adulting is no fun, and just not putting any effort into anything. We don't do that around here. You know, I hope that I shared the link to this video on Discord. I just, you know, when I start painting, I want to show people just how easy it is to just let's strip everything away. We're gonna strip everything away, and we're gonna get real instructional and informative for once on the Angry Tabletop Nerd Hangout here. All right, you don't need to put in a lot of effort on your models. You just need to put in some effort. That's it. Just a little effort goes a long way. A little bit of effort goes a long way. So when you're going to speed paint, one of the things that I did was I went out and I bought a cheap brush. And when I say I bought a cheap brush, I went Citadel. And this is not a bad brush for what we're about to do. We've got some Black Orcs here, okay? We're going to get an arrangement of dry brushes out, and we're going to have one detail brush. One detail brush. Now, the first thing we're going to do is I bought a specific color. We're going to use Iron Warriors. All right, and our first two colors up are Dryad Bark and Iron Warriors. So we'll put that pot over there, and we'll give our paints a little shake. The British shake. All right. Yeah, I got to, over on Shadow and Sun Wargaming, I got to be on a stream with DM James and Weird World War II, and I asked all three of them, how are my favorite Gen Xers doing? And if you're still in the comment section, D6 Wounds, I need you to do a full instructional video of how to do everything in the war in the old world, because my friends are making fun of me on how punch drunk I've become from boxing. I'm starting to feel like Evander Holyfield. I'll like say things that are just off the cuff. I'll be like, well, everybody knows that boxing, faith in God, Tyson's got the toe jam, and that's why he bites. I'm just saying things that make no sense. I feel like the Bell's palsy kid. I can't do it anymore. I don't have the tactical brain I once had. And we're going to go all over our model in big circular motions, avoiding the head, of course, and any green. Sometimes you won't avoid the green, but big circular motions. We're just going to keep, that was sloppy on my behalf, but we're just going to keep going. Screw it. We're going full bore on this guy, okay? And I need to swap over here. And get into paint mode. And this doesn't have to be hard. This can be very easy. And we're going to do this to all three of them. We're going to get these guys, we're going to get three guys ready for the tabletop. They're not going to be done, but we're going to get them ready for the tabletop. All right. Okay. Let's not use that just yet. Let's get another guy started. Big circular motions again. And it's okay. We're gonna get this metal on this guy as fast as possible, because as you know, your Black Orcs are all metal. They're heavy metal boys. Okay. We're gonna come over here and I wanted to wipe a lot of it off because I was working by the head here. Yeah, there we go. If you run out, just lick the tip of the brush a little. Brush tip licking. Okay. And this is what I'm hoping that people on the Discord link that I sent tune in to see is, let's get our armies tabletop ready. You don't really need to put in a lot of effort. Now, anywhere that now that he's mostly covered with the metal, anywhere that we miss, we'll take our next metallic color and we'll just highlight and fill it in with this. All right, and that was Vallejo Air gunmetal. But let's keep going on this because we got a long way to go for these three guys, and that's going to be my goal, to get these archers rebased and these three archers done. I really love these models, by the way. These old metal orc archers. They're worth a good. They're worth a pretty penny as well if I wanted to sell them, but I'm not going to part with them. Again, don't be shy. Let me after I'm done with the dry brush, we'll talk about what I did for preparation. Move right there. Perfect. You don't want to pull out too much at a time. But, you know, you're going down towards the legs. It's gonna get messy. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Getting aggressive with it. And you want to be aggressive. Just hold one up to each of the light, and you do want to make sure you get the gauntlets and the ends of the weapons and everything. That's important. But again, we are going to be using a second layer of metallic. And there is a method to my madness. Metal being the most messy of the colors. And this works for all types of batch painting and everything. And this works with any color too. If you wanted black armor on your Black Orcs, what I suggest you do real quick, we'll do a side note here, is that you take a very thin layer of black over black primer. Duh. And then after this layer dries, you do your dry brushing, you clean up your lines with the black, and you ink all the black armor after that. And then you can do your battle damage. Good enough. Let's keep going. And this should be the quickest thing that you do. And this works for a lot of miniatures. A lot of miniatures in the Citadel world, you know. Anybody should be able to do this, and I'm very adamant about that. You know, it does this, like, remember when I said that, you know, if you can't paint 100 models in a month, get out of the hobby, you know. If you follow this procedure, you should be able to get all your guys to a decent tabletop standard. Very prior, you know. Just keep going. Down by the feet for some reason. It's always down by the feet. I'm not really too worried about the drum. I'm just going to dig the brush in there. All right, that's done with that. Okay, so our first color is down. Get our third color queued up. Our next color is with the detail brush. We're going to pick out all of the brown on these guys. So one of the things that I like to do is we'll take our big brush and we're going to paint up their bases, and we don't want any moisture in this. We're just going to take a lot of it, glop it out. Get it. We're going to get it. Because you're always going to need a couple of coats on your base. There's something about white and brown that don't mix. So let's get a good old coat of that on your base. And again, don't worry about like getting the brown on the bottoms of the feet, because we're not done with the metallics. But since this is the biggest part of the that you're getting brown on. And then we'll go towards the shaft of sticks or weapons that they're holding. And then we'll start to mostly just the weapon shafts. We'll paint his drum brown. That'll be a good base coat for the bone color. For the, what do you call it, color I'm going to use. And then you also want to do the, all these guys have horns on their helmets. You want to do up the horns in brown. You just have to touch them either side because, oh, and then this guy's got a skull. Really, a skull on a Games Workshop model. Do that. We'll get his scabbard. Now I make those a different color. Orc archers are worth at least 2 fireballs. I don't know if it's going to make a difference if there's a bunch of them, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, he fireballed my one unit. I think I had like 10 archers in that game, and he just fireballed them all off the table. They all died miserably. It was like, we're dying. There was nothing we could do about it. Again, I apologize. I wasn't able to get a report out. Just me. It was a big case of me being excited, and an even bigger case of me not paying attention. All right. So he's got a few leather straps. We've already picked those out. We're gonna do his hilt here on this extra weapon. All right, and then the last tusks here. Come on, give me some brown, baby. All right, and then that'll work. Skulls get painted brown. We'll paint the inside of this guy's mouth brown for now. Matter of fact, before we get too far into it, well, we can do both. We can do both, and we will do both. Let's get a lot. Do the base, John. There we go. He's got a fancy Gale Force 920, and again, all my orcs are on 25 mil. I am not rebasing my army. I'm just going to use base adapters and what do you call it? Shoes. And then we're going to start focusing. I've always liked this one particular variant of the orc. This guy, you don't really rank up very well. He has to be over here, and then you have to get one of these guys in beside him. But you could rank them up. You could rank them up with just a little bit of an afterthought. Get the scabbard. And then what else we got here? Done. A bit right there. Okay. Can move on. Next guy. Dig in there just a little bit with the brown. It's a warmer color for the mouth. Okay. As soon as I'm done with all the brown, I'll come up and monitor chat for a second. But I really want to get these guys ready for the tabletop. I remember when this kit came out, it was the tits. I really liked it. This was one of my favorite kits. And then them not being available at launch, another way they dropped the ball. It was sloppy. It was a sloppy Orcs and Goblins launch. Luckily for me, there's only like 3 things I need to buy for my dwarfs. I am buying the Slayer King, maybe 10 more Slayers, and good portion of the army is going to be all dwarf slayers because, you know, hey, I already got 40. I already have 2 units of 20. And I have a feeling since they gave you a slayer character, slayers are going to be a thing this edition. So I'm already halfway there to do whatever I need to do. Hopefully they come out with drawing slayer pirates. Buy those. Pistols, 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 and more pistols. All right. Alright, Dryad bark is all done. Let's continue to wipe all this off just real quick. Don't want to waste too many drops now. One brush, nice and clean. Ha! This is still, this brush is still almost big enough that I have to take it to the sink, but it's not as big as my other one, so that's kind of why I bought it, so I could just really ream those guys with the metal paint. All right, that can go right there for later. Put that over there. Next up, we are going to use our Wa flesh, and we're going to start attacking the orcs themselves, their flesh. Their flesh and their leather is up next. Mm-hmm. And you just use a smaller brush, crappy. Got too close there. You just use a smaller brush, crappy, old, nothing special. We're going to get the tip of it wet. Because a little bit will go a long way on these guys. And where I always start with orcs is I always go underneath their jaw. The orcs have huge mouths, and I always just go underneath their jaw and go towards their neck. And that way I don't get too much paint on the front of the face. Back of the neck towards the armor is always next, along with the back of the ears. Boom. Underneath the pits, into the crook of the arm. And this is why I said we'll be highlighting our metal later. Out of my way. So the mouth is ready. The green kind of gets everywhere too, you know, but that's okay. So that guy's done. I'll get a fresh drop of water. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got to talk about that. These strong tones. So In preparation, I spray everything black first. And then after I spray it black, I hit it with the white. I hit it with the white primer, and then I take Army Painter Strong Tone and I strong tone these guys first. That works with a lot of models. The paint likes to stick to strong tone for some reason, but it really works. And it already gives your guys a little bit of shade too. And when you're dealing with metallics, one of the problems that you have overlapping white is that you'll always see a little bit of white shine through. This gets rid of that problem. So yeah, you always want to hit your white models if you're doing a dry brush job with the strong tone first. And then up against the neck there, and again you're just going you're going in and out basically. There's not a lot of green on these guys. I modded up a bunch of them to have different knob helmets from the 40k kits so that I'd have a little bit more green skin in there. There just isn't a whole lot, so we're just going for it right now at this point. And I believe he is done. Done already. But you aren't. All right. Again, underneath. Always underneath. And towards the inside. We'll go up top. And then we'll stain the face. All right, now we're going to brighten up their flesh. We go to the next color. And this is where the first detail brush comes into play. Still get a lot of use out of this. I can still get a lot of use out of this old brush of mine, so I'm not ready to give it up yet, but I am going to ream it out pretty good. Put that on the back burner. Throw that over there. Don't need that no more. So next flavor is Air Warboss Green. Really solid color. Always put a BB in the air colors. Now, why did Games Workshop's air colors fail? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. They didn't use a dropper bottle. That's why it failed. There you go. Just so you know. But they are thinned down. I wish they still sold them because I would go and rebuy. I would go rebuy a bunch of paints in the air versions because I like the thinner. I like the thinner alternative. Thinner. Don't want to end. For good measure, should we watch that video? That thin your paints video? There isn't a lot that you can see on this one. Oh, don't worry about it. You know, it's just you can always make a I want list of just about anything that you might need for the hobby. I'm just saying it to keep myself talking, but you know, some of the colors are pretty useful. So having some of the colors in air is pretty useful at times. Here we go. All right. We're going to just take a little bit of this War Boss green, just a little bit, just a dollop of green from that. Get it in there. Little bit behind schedule on this, but we're getting there. All right, I think we're good. All right, that step is done. All right, we're zipping right along. We are through 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. We're moving into our fifth color. And this is what's going to make them look a little bit more complete. And our sixth color is the metal itself. Leather is always next after green, because they got those leather straps on the crooks of their arms. They got them right here on their what do you call that? The deltoid going down around their armpit where the shoulder pads are strapped on. You know, it's a little tedious. And now we're actually going to change to a finer brush. I'm actually using a size 1 Windsor for this step. And we need to give all paints a little shake. Uh-oh, we might be cutting it short. Hopefully I was smart enough to charge a battery. right. Glory hallelujah, I was right. I was smart enough to save a battery here. I want to say thank you for the 19 likes, gentlemen. That's awesome. I got to get that kind of support on Rumble there. 19 out the door. Grow those analytics. Oh. Okay. Trust me, these guys will be tabletop ready in a moment. All right. Not only that, they'll look indistinguishable. All right, so as you can see, they got their shoulder straps right here. Now you can make these brown or you can make them leather brown. I'm just going to go with leather brown on this. And then if you come across any tooth or little bones or anything, you can start painting the bones with this color as well. You can highlight our leather with this. One, two, three. Give me 1 second, gentlemen. Oh yeah, we're popping. Hell yeah. I'm actually a lot of the money I'm taking in this year on Patreon is going to go into the new computer fund. I'm going to retire the laptop. I have another monitor already out in the garage. And I'm going to put a tower down here and I'm going to have a bigger USB hub. So that when I have a guest on the show or a guest on the Hangout, he can paint too and we can watch what he's doing. Oh, and I also start highlighting the shafts of the weapons with this. And that's just a quick 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can even pick out the teeth, but we're not quite to the teeth yet. This guy's a little bit more labor intensive because he's a champion model. And what a champion. All right, that's starting to take a little bit of form there. That looks good. Let's move on to the next one. This one, he's got that skull, so we're going to fan out a brush real quick. Get some gobbledygook right there. Bam. Anybody watching UFC 300 tonight? I might watch it. I don't know. I'm more of a one championship kind of guy. Good Windsor detail brushes hit everything from a mile away. Bam. You're up next, homeboy. You get his strap? We did. Now some of these guys have fur on them. We're going to hit that with the leather too, but we'll go back to that in a second. One thing I don't like is that in there, about all I can do is hit it with the leather. I can't even get the buckle that's right there. You're never going to see it. This kind of is the tedious part. You got a little bit of a shirt showing through right there. Just a little bit. All right. Oh, God. We're 3 minutes behind. We can make it, though. We can make it. So that's our leather. Now we can go either way. We can start with the bone color, which we shouldn't do before the red. Let's get the a couple of these guys have mouths. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna paint inside their mouths real quick, and you only need a little bit of red to do that. So we're going to do their mouths real quick here. And you can use Evil Sun's Scarlet. Remember how I was digging in there with the brush when I had the brown on? That was to get the mouth ready. Yeah. You just reach in there real like that, and you give him some of that bukkake cranberry. And keep jamming it in his mouth when he's like, "You call yourself a man? Call yourself a man?" Probably don't want to use the arrow on that. Let's go with a a layer of normal. A little too wet for in there. All right, there we go. There, perfect, done. We're eliminating the colors. Put that back up there. Grab that. Okay, and even then you miss one. Yeah, I don't know what that fur is, but we'll just paint it leather. And then he's got his strap. Oh. What's up, Shadow? We're just painting. We're getting some guys tabletop ready real quick here. Boom. All right. You miss anybody else? Everybody's got the crooks of their arms done. Okay. All right. All of that's done. We'll leave this brush out because I know we'll need it. Let's before we do the metallic, let's do the bones. Let's do the base coat for the bones. This also kind of dry brushes over our weapon shafts again. And then we'll do our bronze, and then we'll clean up. A little bit dry. Okay. Let's get a lot of that out there. We'll put it right there. Just real quick on the weapon shafts, we'll go for wiping it off on the skull if we have to. Okay, we'll do his skull up and then we'll get his teethus. That's why we have the size 1 out. He's got to get his teethus done. This guy's got teethus, big old teethus. Scrub them teethus, boss. Done. And we'll take this one here. This guy's going to be really quick. We need some actual paint on that brush. All right, here we go. You're going to paint up some golems for Ravenloft? What kind of golems are they, Shadow? And they move they move around using the arms. Lots of chains and mystic pillars sticking out of their bodies. They sound weird. Did you get those from Weird World War II? And again, it's just a quick dusting over the shafts with the God damn it, and even then you still mess up. You need to get a little, you want this bone color to pop a little bit. Brass will be next. It would help if my dumbass brought it over here to use it. Got it. So we have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors. We're up to our 8th color. Arcane Studios Dungeons and Lasers. God dang, I wish we were on Rumble. Then you could share the link to that. You'll have to share it in your description on the video tonight. Check out Shadow and Sun Wargaming. You're on California time. You should. What time you start in California over there? Where value is king. That's what I like to say. Value is king. on gasoline out there, as you were so passionate on Thursday night. Yes, come to California where value is king on gasoline. It's going to be $7 a gallon. It's going to be $7 a gallon. Ouch. Okay, so some of these guys get the brass, and I like to pick out little implements on their bodies real quick. And this is Balthazar Gold. 6:30 p.m. California. Check out Shadow and Sun Wargaming. Nanotechnology is the discussion. Still good on one bar. Hell yeah. Brass there. Oh, no worries. Don't forget that DM James is in here. He has a channel, the James Gang. He goes live a lot. He's got a lot of good Dungeons and Dragons subject matter to talk about. He's all over the place. When you're retired, that's all you got is your hobbies. So I'm a little envious there. And then good old Hungar the Starvarian for his Chaotic Neutral live stream. Those are all pretty good. I try to catch them as often as I can because, you know, a lot of times they got good subject matter, and you can sit there and listen to it while at work, and it kind of makes the day go by. The problem is they end the streams right when I'm getting back into my truck. this guy's got a lot of good little bits out here that you can pick out. All right, hold on. Let's go into display capture for a second. All right. Oh, you piece of shit. Why is it so hard to get out? Yeah, I might watch. I might watch the fight tonight with my dad, and if I do that, I demanded tomahawk steaks, real steaks. I don't want none of that top sirloin. They're like $15 a push, man. That's boomer money. I'm like, use your boomer dollars to buy us up some top sirloin, some tomahawk steaks. Boomer dollars. That's weird guilt money. That's what I call it. Use your weird guilt money. We're just hammering out the brass on these guys, the Balthazar gold that's going to go on these guys. And as soon as that's done, we'll start highlighting the metal and cleaning up the metal with the metallic. But we're on point. We're only a few minutes behind Tabletop ready here. Every boomer dollar is worth 10 millennial dollars. They earned those dollars back in the 90s when money was actually worth something. And here, let me give my impersonation of a boomer. Oh, let me tell you something there, Sonny. Let me tell you, back in my day, back in the before times, back before they had fire, we had to walk uphill for everything. We didn't know the concept of downhill. We didn't even have a word for it because there was nothing was ever downhill. And I bought a house for $25,000, and I made that money on my paper route and working part-time at the cafe. And if I can make that money working part-time in the cafe and buy a house, you can do it too. You just gotta pull yourself up by your bootstraps and believe that you can do it. Pull yourself up and buckaroo, because if I can make it, you can too. I freaking hate boomers. Back in the before times, I had a paper route and I made the money I needed for a house. You just don't work hard enough. Back before inflation. Back before fire. That's how I always that's how I always slam dunk on my dad. Are you going to tell me another story of the before times before fire? And that just derails him right there. Ah! Shouldn't do that. I thought that was going to hit one of my models. All right. Now we're to the last step. For tabletop ready Black Orcs. And this is just, you do this on a whole batch. You do this on 3 guys a night, and then you can finish 1 guy a night on a, let's say you have a bigger workload next week or something like that. You can finish these guys at your leisure as you go by. I don't want our detail brush for this. And now what we're doing is we're picking out by our shoulder pads and everything. I tell you, I bought a house for $25,000. And if I can make it, you can too. You just got to reach down and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And buckle up, buckaroo. Could be worse. I could have been my friend Bo Yang, where his dad's all like, let me tell you something. Back in my day, back in China, I had to walk all the way up the hill to the school. And now my son tells me he's depressed. I'm glad I walked so far from the China. He always uses this. Back in my day, I had to walk all the way uphill from the China to America just so my son can be depressed. I work every day in China from the Monday to the Sunday. It's just like wherever you got the green, that's what you're going for. Wherever you missed with your dry brush, that's where you're going for. We didn't miss that much with our dry brush. You just have to buckle up and try harder, buckaroo. Now it's always underneath the shoulder pads where you miss with the dry brush. Right there. The elbows. When I got good coverage, I'm going to say that this guy's ready for battle, just as he is now for a little while. We'll move on to his friends. Oh, wait a minute. He's got a strap. No. It's this a-hole with all the straps, the studs and leather. Okay. And I'll show you what I mean when I get the tray of guys and we throw these guys in the tray. Right there. Wherever the green is. Well, little bit late, but better late than never. We got just enough to finish this guy off, and then we'll get our tray. to go off screen. Here we go. It's the boring part. I don't have a lot to say by the end of the show here. Make sure that we got that. What is that? That's green flesh. And even then, you still miss it. Where did I see it? What was I looking at? Oh. Right there. There we go. Here we go. Let's get some of this on there. All right, now I think we're at a good stopping point on these guys. We'll go get our tray and we'll slide them in real quick. Helps to have a couple of command models now. Got a banner over there. I've got to do another musician too. Got another guy in back. All right. Nice big unit of Black Orcs. The ones I'm doing up are a little bit shinier than the last batch. The shine will go away once you get the quick tone on, but if I was doing a whole batch of these guys, when did we start? We started at 11:30, so we did 3 in 50 minutes. I'd say that's a fair number, and if you'd sat down and you did another, and I did these other 2, which is the goal for the night, to get these 2 done with those 3. That would be a good that would be a really good thing. But getting these 5 done today, that'll be really helpful, because then I can push. This is actually this unit's banner, the musician to the other unit, and then so just focus on getting the banner, pushing one more guy into the back rank. Let's see how that'll rank up. Let's see how that'll look. Let's get this little homeboy right here. Bam. Some of these guys are the way they are because I thought about how they were going to rank up next to each other in a normal movement tray. So yeah, that actually looks pretty good there. You got your guys. Was that nice unit of Black Orcs? Good start. $13 of them. Hell yeah. And that's a Oh, what's up, man? It looks like you just you came in here at the end, Planet Tobar TV. How you doing? I was just finishing up some speed paint on some Black Orcs, and I was putting them in the tray. So if I had to go to a tournament or something, I would at least, and I was short 6 guys. That's exactly what I'd do. I'd wake up at like 5 in the morning, hit the paint, get those 6 guys to this level, throw them in the movement tray. That way I don't get dinged. But this is still more than what. And when they're in there like that, when they're in there like that, you know, that's not even that bad. You almost barely notice it because from a photography or a first glance perspective, you know. So just real quick speed paint on these guys. I'm not gonna let that color over there go to waste. We're gonna take all the rest of this metal here, and we're gonna wipe this guy's banner down. Yeah, let's not waste it. I really like that banner. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. But he's next. He is next. As a matter of fact, these two are next. All right, there you have it, Internet. Not a bad stream today, I think. I actually did everything I said I was going to do, which rarely ever happens. And let's just go through, take a look at these guys real quick. We'll have to actually... better. And these were speed painted through. Let's get that to be brass too. Let's make that brass. And then once you do a whole batch of these guys, and you go through what's called second glance, that's when you take your focus. Second glance is probably one of the most important steps to painting. It's when you take your focus off of what you're doing, and then you come back hours later to look at the models one more time before you finish them. Now, the next steps to these guys will be the Warboss green again, mixed with a little bit of moot green to make that green pop out. It'll be the rest of their bones and teeth with Menoth. And that's pretty much it. They're going to get their sticky goop, their Stirland mud, which a lot of them still need the Stirland mud, and they're going to get their strong tone. And when they're all done and said with, when they're all done, I'll go get a couple finished here. This is the finished product. When they're all done, they're just a little bit duller. They're a little bit highlighted in the right places, you know, and that's basically what we're going for. Boom, done. Tabletop ready orcs. To more completed. I mean, usually, you know, if I had the time back in the day, when, you know, I notice a distinct feeling, because now that I'm older, one thing that I can't do is start painting at 7:30 at night and then stay up to midnight every night like I used to. I don't have that in me anymore. And then wake up, coffee up, and go to work for 9 hours. I don't have that energy anymore. Okay, the Sleepless Painter. Good to see you, Diver. How are you liking Orcs and Goblins in the old world with the change from animosity to impetuous? I like it personally. It keeps the spirit without handicapping the player. I miss animosity. I'm quite the opposite on that. Animosity wasn't really that bad. Basically, okay, I had, you know, every now and then what do you call it, would do nothing. Okay, so this is why you always have to take a Black Orc Big Boss Battle Standard Bearer and put him in a unit with your wizard. That way you could D3 Strength 5 hit your unit, kill your 3 guys. For me, it was always I have to kill 3 guys to keep my wizard working, and then that unit would always perform. But hey, there's 40 of them. If I kill 2 of them in the game myself, that's I'm getting off pretty light. It was I didn't think that the army was ever handicapped. You know, I mean, I won 3 tournaments in a row when I was still cognizant of knowing how to play this game. You know, just with greenskins alone, Night Goblins, Orcs and Goblins, and then my what do you call it? My full Savage Orc list. But, you know, I mean, it's something that I have to remember because I don't remember a lot of the special rules right now. I'm still kind of learning the game. I don't have time to reread the rule book for a second time. You know, I'm just watching battle reports to pick up little bits and pieces. Can't do it anymore either. Yeah, I don't blame you. Staying up that late, it's freaking hard. It's freaking hard. But this is where we're going to stop. I'm glad for everybody who showed up today. Don't forget there is a battle report up on Rumble. Let's see if I can even share that. Oh. I wonder if it'll let me share. Boom. Oh, it'll let me share the link. Oh boy. That's going to demote me in the algorithm, sharing that link. And don't forget to go over there and watch that. That's a pretty good game there. And in case I don't see you, YouTube has many features you can use to interact with me. You can like the video, dislike the video, comment, or subscribe. If you want to get in touch with me directly, Instagram DMs are the best way to do that. The links to all of my shit is in the description of this video, so you can find me on Instagram, Patreon. You can also find me over on Rumble and watch the new battle report. I'll be putting another one out, but again, this one's a lot older and it's kind of in the before time. This one's from summer. Take care, DM James. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll probably see you not too far from here for an Angry Tabletop Nerd Show. Thank you. I'm out.